Hello, my beautiful people. You're welcome back to my channel. Guys, I saw this news. I be no one do and share, but I just say make I let my people know. I really want you guys to tell me what you think. They say no going back on plans to expel Wike. Guy, make I laugh. I be una won't help me laugh. As in this one really need to laugh. Now PDP group now then they insist so. Wetin I want expel am for? The party already don't get the party. That is what he wants. So what are you guys expelling him for? Una no fit expel am since. Una no fit caution am since. Now wan expel am. Atiku na one of the people wey help una break the PDP, because the truth be say, I wish Atiku no make himself available say he wan come that 2023. All this mess wey PDP find themselves, they for no dey inside all this mess. Before I continue, I want to say this. You know, say thank God for Nigerians. Nigerians should be happy that Atiku made that his choice by not taking Wike, Nyesom Wike. Because I would say Atiku take Nyesom Wike as his running mate, probably therefore win that election. And I wish they win that election with this current Wike habit, when Wike they show Nigerians waiting in be so. I believe say things for worse pass as it be so, because Wike go really show na power, as in real power. Now back to the news. A prominent group within the People's Democratic Party (PDP), a conference of the professionals in PDP, has declared that there is no retreat on the move to expel the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, from the party over alleged anti-party activity. In a statement on Monday, the CP-PDP dismissed media report claiming that PDP governors struck a deal with Wike regarding the party's leadership and internal decisions. The group, through its pro tem national coordinator, Barrister Obinna Nwachukwu, said it had carefully and professionally investigated the report and found them to be incorrect and misleading. This report had been padded by desperate anti-PDP elements who are alarmed by the growing loss of influence by Chief Wike in the PDP as the decisive May 25th, 2025 National Executive Committee (ENC) meeting approaches, the statement said. According to CP-PDP, these elements are attempting to mislead the media and sow confusion within the party, out of the fear that Wike could be expelled from openly working against PDP. The group cited the FCT minister's public alignment with the ruling All Progressive (APC), his declaration of support for APC victory in upcoming election, and his repeated public criticism of PDP. Their apprehension is further fueled by the uncertainty surrounding Wike's future in APC, where his acceptance is not guaranteed, the group noted. Reaffirming his position, the CP-PDP said, there is no going back on Chief Wike's expulsion. PDP governors, leaders, stakeholders, and majority of the party members, and even most Nigerians, are united in rejecting his continued sabotage of PDP, Nigerian political artprint. Asserting its commitments to international discipline and democratic stability, the group insists that Wike's expulsion and disciplinary action against other pro-APC elements must top the agenda at the ENC meeting. It is said we stand with our PDP state governors in their effort to stabilize and rebuild the party. Wike should leave PDP alone. He should go and fully join the failed APC and face the looming political irrelevance that awaits it. So guys, una fit say this PDP threat go fit come to pass. That one waiting people no really know. It's uncertain, because whether they like it or not, Wike really get upper hand for PDP. But it's so unfortunate that some PDP members still dey support Nyesom Wike. Again, one question that comes to my mind is that why is Nyesom Wike holding on to PDP? He still dey grab am well, hold am well. Is he holding on to it, meaning that maybe after he don't drive all these important people, the people wey be say if he say na opposition to him out from PDP, will now come back to restructure PDP? Is that his plan? That is a question that needs to be answered. Again, some persons still believe say the reason why Wike no one leave PDP, there is a prophecy Primate Ayodele made some few months back He said Wike should not leave PDP, that if he leaves PDP, that doom awaits him in APC. So guys, I don't really know. I want you to drop your thoughts on this, your honest opinion. Please don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Help us to like and share this video. Thanks and bye.
In Rivers State, as discussions of reconciliation take center stage, some concerned Niger Delta stakeholders are urging the suspended governor, Sim Fubara, to control his supporters, warning that their protests and actions could undermine the ongoing reconciliation efforts between him and FCT Minister Escalate Wike. They specifically pointed to recent demonstrations, including the walkout by pro-Fubara women during the First Lady's Empowerment Program in the state last week. The women staged a walkout when Theresa, wife of Ibok Ete Ibas, the sole administrator of the state, was invited to speak. The women got up and left the hall, chanting slogans like, "Bring back Fubara." "We don't know Ibas." Let's take a look. Rufai's been cracking up. Well, I read one comment. Some people were saying, "No, be our mama BD, so it's not really." No, but I'm reporting the news. Not be our mama. But apparently, I believe that some women have come out to say that they were expecting the First Lady to speak and not, the sole administrator's wife. But
the sole administrator's wife is already speaking.
She's Okay, hold on, Rufai, can we speak? Okay, hold on. Before I come to you. Meanwhile, the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Escalate Wike, blamed Governor Sim Fubara for the walkout, describing the incident as both disturbing and embarrassing. The FCT Minister further accused Fubara of double standards, stating that while the governor is begging President Tinubu behind closed doors, he's also sponsoring protesters to embarrass the president's wife in public. Dr. Abati, over to you.
Well, I think the clarification has been made by River State women themselves that they were not embarrassing Mrs. Senator Remi Tinubu.
Yeah.
We all know that Senator Remi Tinubu has been doing a number of programs that we have commended on this program. That event was meant for 500 participants, for women, in support of women and all of that. Now, when the event was advertised, even some of the T-shirts that the women were wearing had a picture of the First Lady of Nigeria and also that of Mrs. Fubara.
Yes.
But as the event progressed, it turned out that Dr. Theresa Ibas, the wife of the sole administrator, suddenly showed up to be the one to give the speech about the Renewed Hope initiative of Senator Remi Tinubu. It was at that point that the women decided to stage a walkout to say that, look, we have no business with Ibok Ibas' wife. Our business is with the governor that we voted for. And we have made this point again and again, that look, the sole administrator is not an elected representative. But his body language has been showing that, in fact, he's behaving as if he's an overlord. And now he has brought his wife into the matter, allowing her to be making speeches all over the place. Was she part of the Gazette that President Tinubu proclaimed? I've gone back to look at that proclamation. There was no reference to Dr. Teresa Ibas there. And she too had the confidence to come there and be offering speeches.
Yes.
So that's why, you know, the women just walked out.
How can you blame
You know,
them
that
now?
we don't recognize you. You are unknown to the Nigerian constitution. Anyway, that's the first leg of it. The second leg of it is
It's on Wike.
Liri Olayinka speaking on behalf of the Minister of the Federal Republic, saying this is a man who is looking for reconciliation. Now he's sponsoring people to be abusing the First Lady. But they've clarified it that it's not First Lady of Nigeria that was being attacked.
No.
It was that woman,
Yes.
they didn't want her to speak. But they left the hall. The program, we were told, continued, but they had made their point. Even if it was a symbolic protest to say that no, they don't want the wife of the sole administrator. Now, it's not only the minister of the FCT who has said this man is looking for reconciliation, he is sponsoring people. Well, Governor Fubara himself has not come forward to say he has been sponsoring people. But the president of MOSIEND, that is the Survival of Ijaw Nationalities in Niger Delta, organization, I think his name is Tongo West. He too has advised that, look, Governor Fubara should call his followers to order. Engineer Udengs Eradiri has also said a similar thing. Now, but the thing about the one day, one trouble situation that they have in Rivers State is that sometimes this kind of protest gets out of control. The people who are protesting, they are also citizens of Rivers State. I looked at the video. They are adults, to the best of my knowledge. They can make their own choice and say, this is what we think is good for Rivers State. But Udeng Seradiri was making the point that all the people who were pushing the Governor Fubara, all these elders, saying Wike is the problem, Wike is the problem. Many of those elders have gone very quiet. So this is the thing I don't understand also about our people. But reconciliation, yes, we cannot recommend anything otherwise. And we've been told that Fubara himself has gone to prostrate for the godfather, for Nyesom Wike,
Kiss the ring.
the godfather of Rivers State politics, as it were. They said he went there the first time. He went there the second time. He prostrated. In fact, some elder statesmen, politicians, also followed him there.
Okay.
But those ones did not prostrate.
They didn't. Okay.
No, they accompanied him.
Fubara prostrated.
But no, there was a confirmation somewhere that Fubara
Fubara prostrated.
6 months suspension.
Is it easy?
6 months suspension.
But in any case, what is important here is that efforts are being made to reconcile the warring parties. And even the Senate is now saying it will look into the Rivers State matter and try to reconcile all the gladiators. For what reason? I think for peace to reign, and for the people of Rivers State to have back in office the people that they voted for, either at the governorship level or at the local government level, and for the democratic process in Rivers State to be reinstated. That's the larger objective.
All right.
Member of the PDP, which is one of the strongest opposition party in the country. Anybody can say anything he likes or he wishes. Politics is about dreams. It's about aspirations. Politics is about wish. And so the wish of anybody is his own personal, consumption. And if the APC is saying what they are saying, according to what you said, I think that's their wish. Then the opposition, to remember, are there. They are not just sleeping. In spite of what you call the gale of defection, as far as I'm concerned, defection or no defection, the PDP is still a party that is very strong on ground as an opposition party. And as far as the defection of the Delta, state governor and the team and the concern, we have put that one behind us in PDP, and we are looking forward. So it depends on the wish and aspiration of everybody in whatever party. And the ruling party has a right to say whatever they want to say. But the oppositions are not sleeping. In 2014 and now, well, there are some comparisons you may draw, but they are totally different. The movement of the then new PDP was based on ideology, was based on principles, was based on the desire and aspirations of the people that moved. Remember, many of us that moved that time, there were governors, serving governors, there were former governors, there were serving senators, and there was somebody like me who was a former national secretary and a former national chairman. So, and you know, politicians, we have aspirations. So what will we say we wanted that we have not had in PDP at that time? But because our members, because our people were not having the result of what we canvassed for vote for, then we decided to dialogue with the leadership of the party that time and the president of that time, and that was President Jonathan, that our people were not getting the dividends. Our manifestos canvassed for vote through, you know, some promises to the people. But our people were not getting these promises. And like PDP, we are not just there for our own, on our own. We are not there to serve ourselves. We are there to serve our people. It's the People's Party. That was the principle. That was the main shoot of the disagreement. And we went ahead to discuss with the leadership of the party, and we brought in, a lot of discussions, here back and forth with the president. I remember very well, Dr. Abati, although you are a passive observer from a distance, there were a lot of meetings here and there with Mr. President and the group, the new PDP. We came up with about 9, reasons or 9 items on the agenda that once our 9 points on the agenda were satisfied, which none of them has to do with anybody, except with the few 1 or 2 governors who have been unnecessarily and unreasonably suspended by the then national chairman. So all the reasons we gave were based on principles. All the reasons we gave were based on the wish and the welfare of our people. We started with those 9 reasons. We came down to 5 after dialoguing, and at the end of the day, we even came down to 1. That's compromise. That's sacrifice. This took about 4 months, if you recollect, and when we even came down to compromise 8 out of 9 reasons and said the president should just do 1 and we shall come back to the party. That one was not done. So we had reason to go. The present gale of defections have no reasons. They were unreasonable, but that's their own reason anyway. As far as the defection, the latest defection in the Delta State is concerned, as far as I'm concerned, I think the leaders of PDP have put that one behind us. And we are overflogging the matter. Well, what we are trying to do now is to look ahead and see what is possible. Then looking at the possibility of parties coming together to work. Yeah, it is possible. Very, very possible. We had it that time. And I want to build my chest at this moment that it was the possible merger of other political parties that brought in APC. And as a matter of fact, it was the merger of the new PDP then that came in with 5 governors, larger than any other group, that gave the ticket to APC, even if it was not recognized by the then president, Buhari. That kind of. And instead of having a pat on our back for it, all our discussions, all our agreement were violated, were not followed. And that was the reason why we came back. We quickly retraced our step. We realized that they were not the kind of people that we can work with. Okay, there are other ways of defeating APC or any party in power. It's not necessarily by actually coming together with many parties. All right, the comparison that I'm drawing is to let you see why some of us left in 2014 and why we came back. And we had grievances. The party called us for discussions. People that are defecting now have no grief. They didn't tell the party they were defecting. They didn't tell the party was doing anything wrong with them. They didn't tell the party that they have grievances.
Okay.
So that's why the party was shocked. But as of now, the party has gotten over the shock and we are moving forward. Let me first of all say that the idea of bringing people from outside the country to destabilize wasn't, I didn't say they brought people to destabilize. What I said was that the idea, they actually brought people into the country with the intention that those people will come and vote for them. I think you understand? And they never realized, they never knew, they were never convinced that they were going to win that election because PDP was very, very strong on ground. So the fear was that they were going to lose the election. So the only thing they could do was to bring in people who could serve as mercenaries to come and win elections for them through the back door. But when the new PDP came on board and joined them and to form the APC and won the election, they didn't know what to do with those people. And in the process, those people became uncontrollable. Many people have spoken about that. You've mentioned a name now, although I hate to mention names. You've mentioned a name now. You've mentioned El Rufai. He talked about them. There were other people who are in APC now, who are strong members of APC now, serving at top positions, who also spoke about that. It was not only me. So that was exactly what. But to me, the scenario or the dynamics have changed. And what has changed the dynamics? What were the problems on ground that time? Are they still there? Or they are not there? What was the economy of the country by 2014-15, by the time APC was coming on board? What is it now? What was it when the idea of Emilio came on board? What is happening now? The strength of the economy of the country. What is it now? Are we any better? These are questions we should ask ourselves. And then as a party, these are questions we go to the boardroom to ask ourselves and to give answers to how to make it better. And definitely I know we have the answers. It was not like this in 2014-15. And you know it for sure that if we have gotten the opportunity to continue, things will not be like this. As bad as it is now, I'm sure if the PDP comes in, if we are given the opportunity to come in, it will not be as bad or from bad to worse as it is now. It's an issue. Insecurity is an issue all over the world nowadays. But it was not as escalated as it is today, right? Which means enough attention or enough solution has not been has not been given to the issue of security in Nigeria. One will have thought that one of the cardinal, answers to the problems Nigerians have is to solve the insecurity first. But it's going from bad to worse. So the insecurity is not isolated to Nigeria. It's a national thing, but I think if the PDP get there, PDP will do far, far better than what is happening now. There are many problems to be solved, and we have started solving the problem. It might not be open now, but by the time the results are coming out, I think members and the general public, the entire Nigerians will be happy to have a very strong opposition. First of all, Dr. Abati, it is not the practice, it's not the tradition, of people like us to come and, openly tell you the strategies that the PDP is going to use to solve the problem. But you know very well that where we have a lot of better heads, solutions is not very far from such area. First of all, we have removed panic because we have gotten over the shock of Delta. I must confess it was a shock because where you don't have any quarrel, you don't have any cause to say that any member or a group of people are complaining, suddenly they just wake up one day and say they are going. You get a shock, fine. But we've gotten over the shock. And what some of us are telling ourselves in the PDP is that enough is enough. Let's stop talking about the defection in Delta. Now we sit down in roundtable, and you can see what our governors have done within the last 3 days. And that's to tell you that we are moving forward. And one step after the other. We can all say, we can all say we are changing the leadership of the party, we are resolving the problem in the leadership, particularly in the area of the secretaryship, and at the same time put up people to be suspended or put up people to be disciplined in one way or the other. We have to move one out. These problems do not come in one day.